Welcome back, everybody. In this episode, we are going to set up a train system because our copper mine is just about empty. It's only got 200,000 ore left in it, and it is producing copper so slowly that it is actually slowing down all of our other production. I actually reprioritized some copper so that I got more green circuits because green circuits were restricting a lot of other things. So we're going to build a train system as opposed to the point-to-point train, which is this guy right here. So first things first on a train system is, how are you going to build the trains? Are you going to build it like I built the initial point-to-point, where the train has a locomotive on each end and it drives back and forth? Or are you going to build it a loopy system where the train pulls in and pulls out in the same direction? I have found that for full train systems, it's actually useful to go a full like loopy system where the trains only head in one direction. They head into a station and they pull directly out, because that allows the next train to be waiting right before the station and pull in directly behind it, which is a good thing. There are a lot of efficiencies to how you can build this that will be helpful later, but we don't need them right now. We just need the ability to have trains. So we're going to start right here, and we're going to grab a line and we're going to turn it down this way. So this is going to be the rightmost edge of our unloading station. So trains will pull into here and then they'll pull out here. So we're going to grab a train stop, put it right there. So trains, again, pay attention to the arrows on the train stop, because if we put it on the other side, our trains will be pulling in from the top. We don't want that. So I am going to build a train that will last me a fair amount of time. It's going to be 2 locomotives in front, both facing forward. And then it's going to have 8 cargo wagons. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't know how tall this is going to have to be. 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're asking yourself, Sama, we could have just done a point-to-point copper just like we did the iron. And the answer is yes, we could have done that. It's perfectly valid to do that. You could build 10, 12, 15 trains that just deliver from one outpost, go to the next outpost. But I want to be able to have 2 trains pulling into here, both delivering copper ore into my base. One of them delivering copper ore from this one delivering copper ore from this one. And that way I have plenty of copper ore for a very long time. All right. So now we're going to build... we're actually going to start building signals. So chain signals look at the next signal, the train, if there's any train on the thing where we're at, and also look up to the next signal as well. I don't 100% remember how this all works. It's been a while since I built one of these, but we're going to go. All right, so we're gonna unload. Oh, and I forgot to grab a bunch of steel for boxes. So we're gonna have to just put down ghost boxes for now. We'll come back and get steel and fill those in later. You notice I have bots now that are carrying stuff, which is super helpful. So now, oh, no, there. Again. So stack inserters off the train. We want to unload the train as quickly as possible. And also, this is where you start using a lot of stack inserters. Stack inserters from the boxes onto your belts, because each train car, if you use stack inserters, can give you approximately 1 blue belt per side of the train. So we could have up to, with 8 train cars like this, we could have up to 16 belts feeding our factory, We're just gonna go with 8 right now. Actually, it'll shrink down to 4. Eventually, we'll go into our factory and increase the bus size instead of 4x4 to 8x8. For now, we're going to go ahead and build a nope, copy. So since we have bots, we can have the bots building our lines used like this, and we can have oopsie do and do. All right. And just like this, we're going to have 8 belts of ore coming out of our train. Do. Oopsie. And since we only have cargo wagons, or only have train wagons in the front, we can do this, and that will feed coal into our train. We're just gonna go with coal, put power poles into all those gaps, put lights into all this. It's good to have lights in your train lines because nothing quite as frustrating as being run over by trains that you can't see because it's too dark. Grab a big power pole here and here. So now that is powered up. Go ahead and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of belt rearranging later, but that's okay. That is for our coal to feed our train. Put lights on the train. That would be amazing, Puggles. So this is train line number 1. We're gonna go ahead and copy this all the way to the end. Show you that what we're going to do is then give it a couple spaces, and then what we'll do is as we go, we'll just as we add more products that we want to add to this line, we will just oh well, that's interesting. Oh, gonna go. Nope. Go that way. A little bit of belt spaghetti never hurt anybody. There we go. So it is a rail signal after this so that the trains can unload. Train goes that way. And then so we break this. This will be a rail signal there. So we have rail signal here. Train waits here. Train can also wait here. That we may have to change later. We'll figure it out later. There's a lot of this that will probably be revised, but this is our first. Like this is me remembering how to build unloading stations, pretty much. Grenades. Put that back on my hotbar. Because grenades take care of trees that are in my way. Bots also take care of trees really well, but grenades don't fill my inventory with wood. All right. So now we need to connect this rail to some line here. And we don't pull back out. So we need to just be able to pull in like this. Like that. Copy. Since we don't have to pull back out from here, it makes this whole set of stuff a whole lot easier. That is the end of the line, so we'll go ahead and loop down. And we're going to build what's known as a stacker in the community. There's like an official term in the actual rail industry it's not called a stacker. But what it does is it basically allows you to stack trains in a waiting queue. Ow. So we can do it horizontally or vertically. I like to do it horizontally because it stacks together more nicely. First one can be here, and we'll go out an angle. Shunting yard? Possibly. Not 100% sure. Grenade. Take there. And I might have to have the assistance of chat to remember how this goes. Control Z will undo something if you did something wrong. We're going to go ahead and hop on our train. And we're going to reverse it here so we can see where it is. I think it's a chain signal going in and a rail signal coming out. For the, we'll go with shunting yard or stacker. Needs to be longer. A little bit. Don't get run over by a train. It hurts. All right. There we go. I believe it is rail signal coming out, chain signal coming in. Let's put something. Can we build another? We can. So this is going to be starter base copper or drop off. Starter base SB copper ore drop off. All right. We can worry about colors later. So if we put a rail car here and we tell this train, hey, I want you to go to starter base copper ore drop off. It's automatic. It'll pull forward. Nope, we did something wrong. All right. Good to know. We did something wrong. Manual mode. So this needs to be instead a chain signal, which means it's a rail signal going in. Oopsie. So the nice thing about signals is you can just stack them on top. And then go there. And it'll wait. It'll wait until this train line is cleared. At this signal right here. So we're going to go down to this other end. And we're going to put, since it's a chain signal going out of it, it needs to be a rail signal going into it. Put a rail signal right there. And we'll turn vertical there. And then now we're going to be able to copy paste. So you can put these really close together, like that close together. And for our starter base, we will do that. The other nice thing is, since so if you have a blueprint in your hand, what you can do is you can walk, and every time it has a valid place to put it, it'll put a stamp down, basically. Although if there are trees in the way, they will block this. And there we go. And there we go. That is probably enough train storage to do for our initial rail system. And slow bots are slow. But we can go ahead and come up here, pick this up. Train will pull into our station, just like that. And we can go ahead and move on, get rid of all this extra rail. It's not doing us any good. Oh, there's a piece of rail here. That one is excess. All right. So this is our train input to our starter base. Now we need to work on connecting this train input to a wider rail network. And to do that, the way we do that, we're going to come down here. So the ghost will build eventually. We don't need to stand around to watch all that happen. Oopsie. Get rid of some extra things. Okay, we're going to come down here a little bit. And we're going to open up some space. So the way I like to build my rails, pardon me, is basically one power pole apart, which also works out if you're curious, if you put 2 rails down and do that. So the big power poles is what I use for marking space on my main rails. So we're gonna actually click drag our power line up to match it up with this up here. So we actually have power. So one of the things about doing it this way is you can match power or you can bring power wherever you're bringing rails, which is wonderful and nice. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Thank you, bots. Bring your train car in. Gonna need that. We have. Oh, good. We do have some fuel. All right. So our rail line starts here. Now, this is the trains pulling in, right? But I want to move my rail line mostly horizontal from here. Because we have copper ore on the right, we have copper ore on the left. So we want to move, we have some iron ore on the left. We want to move this horizontal, move the trains horizontally along this way. And generally, I tend to build the rail lines east to west because my monitor is wider than it is tall. So it's better to have wide bases, in my opinion, than it is to have tall bases. You can see them more easily. So we are going to want to build, oopsie. We're going to want to build a rail system, a T-junction. So trains can come either from the left or from the right and work their way into our base. So we're going to remember how to do that slowly but surely. So this way. And along this way. We also want trains to be able to bypass this. So I use what's known as right-hand drive, which it means the trains travel along the right-hand side of the rails. So trains go along the right-hand side of the rails, and they come back down along the left-hand side of the rails, right? So we have, and come down here, there. So we have 2 rail lines that we need to connect to our main rail network. And we need to be able to signal it all so we don't get slowed down by this T-junction, because we're going to be using a lot of them. So the rail needs to go out. I don't need this power pole here for the moment. The rail needs to go out this way. Generally, you put a... actually, we're going to do that a little higher up in a minute. Needs to be able to come in, or so this way, like in through here. So trains coming out can down go to the right. Trains coming up into here. Trains coming from the bottom left into there. So up this way. And trains, so train can go from here up here into our network. Train can come down here, go left or right as it chooses. Train can come up here or right as it chooses. Train can come from the right, come up here or left as it chooses. So trains can go any direction in this 3. But right now, if we put signals on the outside of this, it would work. So this would sort of work. The problem that you run into is that there's only one train that can be anywhere in this whole build. So a train will, if a train is trying to go from here up into here, and a train is trying to go along the right to here, it'll have to wait for this train here, which we don't want. So we're gonna start splitting this whole rail system up. Generally speaking, into intersections, you want chain signals entering the intersection and rail signals leaving the intersection. So chain signal there, rail signal there. Chain signal there, rail signal there. So enter, leave, enter, leave. Enter is chain signal. Here, rail signal there, enter, leave, enter, leave. So now we still have the same problem where this is all just one unit. So we need to start splitting this up with some chain signals. One of the things we can do is put a rail signal right here and right here. So what that did is now these two, basically a train can pass. If a train is passing into here, I think we can do that. So that will see this chain signal here will prevent a train from going up here if it's already busy, but it will mean that this signal, if a train is sitting or looking here going to the right, is no longer held up by a train up waiting at this signal or coming past this signal. So trains can pass through right. I don't think I actually need this signal here. Actually, let's move it there. So train can wait here, here, waiting for up. All right. Chain signal there. There's, I have too many signals in here. That one's not doing any good. All right. So now we have the problem of train going down to the right, train coming up to the left. They are blocking each other. We don't want that. So train going train going up here blocks a train trying to go down this way. So we're gonna actually move this line one more this way. I think this allows us to do what we want to do. May have to be two more. And put a signal. Nope, another one. Signal here. Now, chain. Still has the problem. Need a signal over here. Back these off one. Try to remember how to do this. Because if we do this, there, let's just put a chain signal here. Sorry, chain signal here. And so now, if we have a train, okay, so we have a train. So on this rail here, you see the lights go red. It means a train that's traveling horizontally across this bottom can continue on. Also a train that's traveling down from the top and this way can go on. Train traveling. Why is that not blue? If I put that there. Oh, because that's blocking it there. So theoretically, I want to be able to have a train past this signal. No, it's gonna have to be red. If we put a connection there, though, we put this past that signal. There, train can now go straight through. Train waiting. I don't want a train waiting here, so let's move you to that. Trains. Yep, trains are fun. So now a train can pull in as soon as it clears this one. I'm gonna actually do that. Give it a little more space. So as soon as the train clears this light or this light, trains can go horizontally. If a train is coming down from the top, it can go any direction. If it wants to go left and there's a train here, it should be able to go. So Trains coming down to the left can go out that way. While train... Did I put it on the wrong? Hold on. Put a little fuel in you. There we go. So train pulling to the right here will block the train coming this way, but the train can still go out that way. And so on and so forth. This is not the most ideal T-junction, but it will work. We can go ahead and add power here. And power here. So the trains will be able to pull through. This is a moderately high throughput T-junction. With that, we'll be able to build T-junctions and rail lines to connect all of our rails up, including having multiple trains coming in and pulling out and around. So with that, we will call it an episode. Thank you for watching. It has been great having you here. Bye.